Okay. Let me come in the group. Come in the group. All right. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Let me just add a bunch of people. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Let me just add a bunch of people. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Let me just add a bunch of people. Good morning. Happy Saturday. All right. I don't know why that keeps playing the same thing over and over again. Okay. I'm going to turn my volume down on my phone. And as you're coming in, just say hi to me so I know you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to get started because I'm not going to keep y'all on this Saturday. Okay. Let me put a link in here for y'all real quickity quick. Hey, John, what up, twin? There we go. Copy that. And let me pop back over here. Good morning. It's, oh, well, thanks. I'll show you what it is actually. Okay. So I don't like lipstick and I don't know. I'd be weird. I know what I do like and what I don't like. And I actually prefer to do things that are very simple and stuff that's like more on the natural side. Good morning, Ari. Good morning. Um, so I use just like tinted chapsticks. And this one is in a coral, but it's an organic chapstick and it's called Cleganic. I could be saying it wrong, but cruelty free, organic, and then it has like a little tint in it. That's what I that's what I use. Okay, so let's get started. Hey, I can see y'all's comments. I think we're good. I have anything that I need to share. But happy Saturday. I don't normally Good morning, Jabrea. I don't normally come on Saturday. Normally, Friday night we get going, but man, it was a lot happening on yesterday. So first of all, shout out to ATL community crew. They got together for Friendsgiving yesterday. So that was awesome. And here in New England, we have some things happening. So my children are in New Jersey right now on the little youth trip, and we were getting all that situated. So it was a lot going on yesterday. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go live on Saturday. So welcome, thank you for joining me on this Saturday morning, and we're gonna be so chill, but we're gonna talk about the affirmation from this week, which was I will minister to souls. And before before I start with that, I'll just give like honestly probably like one announcement. Just the one that obviously want to keep in the forefront of your mind, and it's that you already know about all the forms and the things that are in the group, but that we have some events coming and we also have some changes coming. That's the main announcement. Now, I'll give you two specifics and then we'll keep it moving. Okay. Hey, Rochelle. Good morning. Um, so for one, y'all know the retreat is coming. Now, I'm sad because I can't go. The same reason why I'm not in New Jersey today with my kids at the Nickelodeon theme park is the same reason why I can't go to the retreat this year. And I'm very sad about it. I'm sad about not going. I'm not sad about the reason, right? So we gonna have this baby any day now. So I'm not able to travel right now. But those of you who have secured your spot for the retreat, I'm super excited for you. Those of you who are in the same boat as me and can't go, we have the virtual option that is available. And on top of that, the virtual option, it is an all access pass, and there's a lot of stuff that you get with it. It's really cool. So you're going to be able to stream into all of the sessions and workshops and stuff. You are going to get virtual goodies, like you're getting a virtual workbook. You're getting there's another virtual thing that you get, but then you also get a bunch of physical stuff, because you still get to get the luxury bag and all the things that come in the luxury bag as if you were in person for the retreat. So you wouldn't miss out on the sessions. You get to do the retreat from the comfort of your own home, and you get all the goodies as if you were going to go in person. So I'm excited about that. But let me also ramp that up a notch, because anyone who has been a participant in any of our events before, right? If you've registered for the retreat before, if you've registered for events we've had before, you get the virtual retreat all access pass for a discount. So if you did not get an email saying like, hey, we're so excited, you've been a part of our community and you've done things with us in the past, and we want to show you this thing that we're offering you, then just make sure you reach out to one of us in the group so you could get that discount, honey. Okay? Because it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice discount with a lot of goodies in it. So that's the more specific thing, is that the retreat's coming up December 6th through the 8th. And if you can't go, like me, sad face, then you can join from the comfort of your own home. And we really want you to be there. Okay. So I'll put that link in the chat for where you can register if you want to take advantage of that. And again, if you, like all of y'all are, if you've been a part of the community, you've registered for things in the past, you also have the option to get the virtual all access pass discounted. So make sure you hit one of us up for that. Okay, so the other specific, I said some things are going to be changing. I'm not going to announce that. Dr. Gibson will announce that. So look out for that. It's coming up. You should hear like one major announcement, and then probably like closer to December, you'll hear her go over it again with the changes that are coming in our community. Okay, I think that's all the announcements. So let's get going with the affirmation from this week. And like I said, this is going to be super chill, because the way how the Lord encouraged me to speak this affirmation over myself was very like loving and progressive. So I'm just going to share it with you the way how he shared it with me. So our affirmation for this week was, I will minister to souls. It is our affirmation for this week. And to explain how we got here, I guess I have to explain how we plan things out here at Unfiltered. We are a very prayed up group, but we also plan things out like for the whole year. What needs to come forth in this quarter? What needs to come forth this month? Who feels led towards these particular affirmations and when? And so I picked this affirmation for my last affirmation of the year at the beginning of the year. And I didn't know why. I felt very connected to doing this affirmation. And so this is the last one that I do for 2024 before, like I said, before we have a baby and y'all don't see me for a little while. And uh when it came time to for us to do this one, it was like it's such this sweet, I don't know, if y'all know God, if y'all know the Lord that we serve, right? Then you know we get the funny God, we get the God who be ready to, snatch us up and teach us some stuff and correct us. And then we get the God who, like, he reveals his glory. We get the God who really loves on us. And this is what this felt like, that I will minister to souls. Yes, thank you. It is. It's giving intentionality. um so then we get the God who is like super sweet and loving and like soft and kind, right? And so the I will minister to souls, it really has a story attached to it, because if we think about what I will minister to souls means and why would we affirm ourselves in this way, actually, we call her Joni. I call her twin, but she Evangelist Rogers, for real. For real. We want to keep it 100. She Doc Rogers, Evangelist Rogers. Okay. Um, in our check-in this week, she put that thing right in the comments, and it's the meaning of the word minister. Minister means to serve. Minister means a servant. And so if we look at the phrasing of this affirmation, I will minister to souls. Souls means your mind, your will, your emotions, the seat of your personality, your volition. It really means what makes you up. Hey, Allie, if you don't get back to them kids in New Jersey, girl, we know you gonna catch the replay. Oh man. If you look at the word soul, then you're talking about what makes up you, what you think, what you feel, your personality. That's soul. And so when we look at this phrase, I will minister to souls, we are really saying I will be a servant to thoughts, emotions, personality, right? I will be a servant to what makes up the human being, not the spirit of God, not the flesh. I will be a servant to what makes up me, what makes up you. I will serve that. Now, something recently that the Lord's been like doing is, in our ministry at least, and in different places, he's been talking about like transformation. He's been talking about pressing in prayer. He's been talking about us bringing forth the change, right? Prophetically declaring, and us driving the change, and us making heaven come here to earth. He's been talking about that a lot. And so it was one thing that he showed me, because how do we bring these things about, right? How do we bring about change and transformation? We're in the world, we're not of the world. And here in this world, what do we do while we're here in this world? How do we bring heaven here into this earth? And he showed me that really we could make up what human beings do in three things, three categories. It's three things that we as living beings do all day long. And this is going to seem so basic. So you're going to be like, okay, right? So one, we think all day long. You got thoughts, millions of thoughts, right? For two, we speak all day long. You gotta say something to somebody. Even if you're mute and you utilize sign language, like, for you to communicate with other people, you speak. And then we act. So we think, we speak, we act. Those are the three things that human beings do all day long. Me holding my hand up like this is an action. When I go eat, that's an action. Like, when I'm interacting with people, I think, I speak, I act. That's what we do from the moment we wake up to the moment we sit down or lay down. And I was trying to figure out why God like had just categorized it like that. And he was just like, because for us to do what we've been called to do here in this earth, and the fact that we literally for 24 hours a day we think, speak, and act, he was saying, then one, we have to think about what we're thinking about. Two, we have to guard what we say and guard what we do, because it is from these three things that we produce, create, and perform anything in the earth. And so I have to back us up real quick. To the beginning, right? And the command, well, really it's a fivefold blessing, really, if we look at it. When God created human beings, hey Candace, good morning. It's really like a fivefold blessing when God created human beings as to what he called for us to do. And one of the things is replenish. And so obviously it was be fruitful, it was multiply, it was replenish, it was subdue, and it was have dominion. And now replenish was a command or part of the blessing upon humans, right? Replenish meaning to be full of and then to fill. So we think, speak, and do all day long, and our command for what we use that for is to replenish, right? Is to be fruitful, to multiply, to replenish, to subdue, to take dominion. But I'm specifically stuck on the replenish part because of our affirmation for this week. Replenish, I forgot what the Hebrew word was, but it means to be full of, and then essentially in consequence to fill. So you got to be full of something to be able to fill the earth with something, right? And that's what we do all day long. It's a part of our command for why we're here. So when we look at I will minister to souls, right? Then we recognize that our entire life, our entire time, in whatever boundary we are assigned to, whatever people we are called to, whatever assignment we are destined towards, I will minister to souls means that everything that we think, speak, and do from the moment God allows us to be here on this earth, we in a sense are replenishing. We are replenishing what we think, speak, and do from the beginning of our days to the end of our day is replenishing here in this world. We're replenishing something or someone from what we're full of, and that is our service. That's our service. So I will minister to souls really has like a beginning and an end component, where it's what we're made for, and the end, it's what we spend our whole life figuring out what we're supposed to do, and then we do it. um Thank you. That's the Hebrew word, right, for replenish, is what you just put in the chat. Sorry, I just realized I was waiting for the comment to load. I'm going to keep talking and the comment will load and then I'll come back. Thank you though. So I'll share with you like this story, and then I'll just remind you why we're encouraging ourselves in this way, and then that'll be it. Um, so some of y'all know my story, some of y'all know parts of it. I can only give it in parts, honey. I'm 34 years old and I done experienced a whole lot of things. Okay. Oh yes, perfect. Thank you. Yes, that's I look up in my Logos Bible and Blue Letter Bible is where I be looking up my stuff. And then I have like my hard copy textbooks because I like to physically hold a book and be writing and stuff. So I have my Hebrew and Greek translation Bible, all the things. But thank you, Doc, for putting that in the chat. So I want to say, is it pronounced melee? Is it pronounced melee? Because it has the hard line across the top. But anyway, melee, the Hebrew word for replenish, and it means to be full of and then to fill. And that's essentially the, not even the cycle, it is like the through line that we perform all the days of our lives. It is one of the fivefold blessing that's a command upon human beings, and it is for you to fill something else or fill up someone else with what you are full of. I will serve the human's mind, will, and emotions. Oh, Jesus. Like, this is what you're made for. It's what you're made for. It's who you are, and it's what you're made for. So, okay, Mala, thank you. So, why we're talking about it this week? Again, here, so we'll do a Saturday story time, super quick. So, some of y'all know, and for those of you who don't, surprise, when I moved here, when I moved back here to New England, we're now going on 3.5 years now. 3.5 years of being moved back to New England. It was because I was going through a separation and divorce. Okay, Candace, have a great day. It was because I was going through a separation and divorce, starting life over at 30 years old, with a 3-year-old and a newborn. Literally, she was 1 month old, I believe, when I moved. And in this process of going through the separation and the divorce, I was like, okay, God, what do we do? Like, what do I do? Really, is like, what's my purpose? That big question, right? That people be liking to ask. What's my purpose, Lord? What's your will for my life? Because here I am, 30 years old with 2 children, 1 baby. My world was shaken, in the sense that I didn't plan to be doing what I was doing, but I was moving in faith to accomplish this great feat of starting fresh. And I was asking that question, Lord, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, I'm up here in a new place, and we got to get some things in order. Like, who am I? What are we doing? What say ye, Lord, about me? And so I remember that I was just going to try to pick up where I left off with some things. So I had gone to physical therapy school, and that was a fight. Like, that was a fight for my life, trying to get through this physical therapy program when I lived in Virginia. I had to start it and stop it. I was stressed about how to pay the tuition. I had my first child during that time. I had gone through whatever issues with life and money and marriage and blah, 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 blah. Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff. And so, when I moved up here, and it's like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing in my life, Lord? What do I do? I was still in the process of trying to get my license to practice. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to pick up there with where I left off. I'm here with my family. They can help me with the girls when I'm studying, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to take this test to get my license so I can practice here in Rhode Island. And that's it. I'll get a physical therapy job. I'm going to be making good money, and we'll just make it do what it do. Right. So y'all can chime in at any point with questions or comments if you want to. I'm almost done with the story. At least this part of a story that I'm telling you. So I started studying and had bought this prep class, blah, blah. And I started studying so that I could get this license, so that way I could get a good job, and I could provide for my children. I could pay for my divorce, and I could start over. And so I end up studying. I take the exam and this is like over a period of months, because you can't just take this exam whenever you want. It's one of those, like, every 4 months they offer it. And if you don't pass it, you wait in 4 months before you could take it again, type of thing. And so I have been studying, getting ready. Time for the test arrives, and I take the test, and now I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for my results, and I'm sick because it's like, this is the only time I can take this exam to get this license. If I don't pass this exam, I don't get the license, and I can't practice, and I would have to go back to physical therapy school. Like, that's how serious this exam is. So I end up not passing the exam, and I think it was by 5 points. Oh, okay, yeah, CPA exam is similar. I end up failing it. I think I missed it by 5 points. It was like 5 or 6 points. And man, that thing crushed me, because I was like, what am I literally spent the last 4 years of my life trying to become a physical therapist. And now that's it. It's over. Like, I can't get a license to practice. Like, what am I supposed to be doing then? What do I do? I'm now single. I live with my parents. I have 2 children, and I failed my license exam, and that's what I spent all this time focused on. Hey, Jazz, she's over on the YouTube, y'all, the YouTube. Um and so that's where I was sitting, was in this place of, okay, Lord, then what do I do now? Like, who am I? What is my purpose? Because if any of y'all know how I got into the physical therapy, I played sports since I was preteen, and I still do. I love to work out, and I love to play sports, and I love to compete. And I had spent all of my education and all of my career planning to become an athletic trainer and get into sports medicine. And when I was in college, the ministry that I was a part of, my leader at the time gave me a prophetic word that I'm supposed to be a physical therapist and not to go the athletic training route. And so, me thinking, this is God, I went full force after physical therapy, full force, y'all. So that's why I say it was like a 4-year journey of starting and stopping school, of fighting to pay for school, of trying to finish school, of having a baby while I was in school, of getting this extra degree that took up so much time and so much energy and all this, only to take the exam and not get it, y'all. So it was literally like, what do I do now? My whole identity has been trying to become a physical therapist, because that's what I thought God wanted me to do. So just so I set the stage for y'all for where we're at, okay? So now we're in the, okay, so what do I do now? All right. And uh I remember, like, I would kind of be in this stressful place of trying to yeah, heavy on the compete. I know, I'd be ready. Um I was in this place of, like, trying to discern, was I hearing God or not, because that had been another part of my journey. People constantly manipulating the fact that I could hear clearly from the Holy Spirit, and then they be trying to, anyway, y'all know how it go. Y'all know how people be. Y'all know how it goes. I don't even have to go down this road, but y'all know what happened when you're trying to make sure you're discerning the voice of the Lord. You're trying to find who you are in the Lord and your identity and blah, blah. And then people know who you are, and then they be messing with you when you're not in the right communities and environments. Y'all know how it go. Okay, so that's where I was like trying to discern that I was hearing the Lord, that I was feeling his guidance. So when I'm asking him, what am I supposed to do, Lord, like, what are we doing right now? Like, what do I do? Who am I? What's my purpose? This funny scenario happened that he spoke very clearly through, and it became the precedence for how we get to life today and to I will minister to souls. So my parents were supposed to go out to this comedy show, this Christian comedy show. They end up not going. They give me their 2 tickets instead. And then I was like, okay, well, I asked one of my friends, who she's actually my first lady at my church. I asked her if she wanted to go with me. And so we went on a girls' night to go see Michael Jr. At this like big church in Smithfield or something like that. And I kid you not, like, the whole time we were at this show, yes, he's funny, but he uses his gift to minister. and then to serve. And so he would have these little pockets in his show where he would either like start ministering, or to just see if people wanted to partner with some of the ministries that he donates to, and organizations that he donates to and things like that. So there was a part of the show where he talked about like the products that were out in the front, and it was the book about, I think it's called, hold on, I got it right here. Ah. Actually, I got, hold up, I got both the things. Okay. This I keep on my bookshelf because as far as the TK that y'all see before y'all now, this was a part of the start of it all. So funny how life works. Comedian Michael Jr. Sorry for the light. And then it came with a workbook and a journal, right? So he talks about how he has his book out there, and really it's like how the Lord kind of used comedy to help him discover who he was and his ministry and his purpose and all these things. And here I am, I'm like, God, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Blah, 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 right? Oh yeah, Jabrea, what do you do, right? When you thought you knew what God's plan was and things don't go right. Exactly. Everything come crashing down. So so I get the book, and I mean, the whole time we're at the show, I'm crying, laughing. He was awesome. But it was speaking to the question that I had asked the Lord. Girl, the plan pivot. Y'all know I be pivoting. Every 2 seconds I gotta pivot, doggone it. But so yeah, so I get the book, and I got to meet him after the show, and he signed my book, and like we took picture and all this stuff. He was really nice, and his wife is so cool. And so I start reading into the book. I didn't even finish it. I think I was in like the first or second chapter, and what happened was I heard the Lord clearly say, just serve. Ooh, just serve. Oh, hold on, y'all. My boo thing. He texted me if I'm live right now. Uh-oh. Now how y'all gonna mess up my text message? I'm trying to text quick, and then y'all want to autocorrect to something else. Okay. So I heard the Lord clearly say, just serve. And so I was like, just serve. Like, okay. Because remember, my question was, what do I do now? Who am I? What's my purpose? And he said, just serve. So this is how we get to I will minister to souls. And again, I said this affirmation really being a through line of who we're created to be and what we do the entire time we're here in this earth. The Lord says, just serve. And so what I started to do was, instead of being so closed off to everything, because I was very guarded when I first came back, I just started saying like yes to things. Yes to, someone would ask if I could watch their kid, and I would say I can do that, because my thought was, okay, if I'm serving, then I'm just going to do what I know to do, and I'm going to do what I have. I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to do what I'm good at, right? So then next thing you know, I get connected to somebody who needs help with bookkeeping. And I just so happen to be a certified bookkeeper and cash flow specialist, because when I was about to have the baby and I'm going on an unpaid maternity leave and I'm the main provider for my household, I was like, I gotta do something to get some money. I gotta have something that I can do while I'm at home with the baby until I go back to work, freaking out. So I ended up joining this program to learn how to do bookkeeping so I could work remotely. Like, God used everything. It was like people just started asking me, could you help with this? Um, can you do this? And I would say, I, I can actually. I started singing at my church. I started helping people like with the kids, or I started helping these people who my mom knew, who they had businesses with, keeping their books. And then that turned into me starting to keep work with the finance team at the church. Like, I just started doing whatever I knew to do, and whatever was in my ability, anything that was a strength or ability that I had, I just started applying it. And in doing that, the Lord would like show me the next step. And it was so crazy. I just started moving and doing what I knew and using what I had. And I know this is for somebody, because I can feel the Lord on me right now. So I know this is for somebody, that when you're in that place of trying to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing right now? It's not necessarily that you need to burden yourself with labor, but it is necessarily, how many pots do you have that can be filled with oil? And how, what's in your hand, like, what's in your house, what's in your hand, what do you have? And the what do you have, the Lord will utilize to show you who you are in him. So then you switch from the season of using what you have and just pouring out what you have, into the, now I operate in who I am. Because as you go, you're gonna be on this beautiful journey where he's gonna show you what's for you, what's not for you. He's gonna show you what absolutely aligns with your assignment and your destiny. He's gonna disconnect you and connect you to things. And so I will minister to souls. Again, the through line of, I will serve the people. Like, I'm going to serve the mind, the will, the emotion. I will be a servant to that. And so I'll bring us back, right? So again, I just started doing whatever the Lord allowed for me to do. And it was doing that took me on this like 2-year journey after that, of going through healing, deliverance, prayer, fasting, walking in certain gifts that I never walked in before. And even to us getting to where we are right now, where I end up meeting the man who I had set a vision for and had been praying for. And now we're about to have a baby, which is crazy answered prayer. I'm about to launch something. Y'all gonna see it in the interwebs. Now I'm about to launch something that's gonna change the destiny of my entire family. Like, I became a part of a community that my friend had been telling me to be a part of for the longest time. And I never tapped in until the Lord was like, just serve. And so then I tell my friend, I want to help. And it turned into being a part of a community that changed my life. Okay. So like, this is what we're getting at with the I will minister to souls, is that when you just serve, right? The service starts with you. Evangelist Rogers had put this in the chat. This is what I'm getting at. The service starts with you. What's happening in your soul? How is God trying to speak and serve your mind, your will, your emotions? How is he trying to mold your heart? How's he trying to conform your mind and transform you? It starts with you. Because remember, as we're looking at the I will minister to souls, the command upon human beings in the beginning, we had that fivefold command. One of them was replenish. So for you to fill, what are you full of, right? So the first part of the I will minister to souls, it's your soul, ministering to your soul, serving your soul. And the encouragement with this affirmation is, as you're being ministered to of the Lord, as you're ministering to your soul, the things that you become full of, you are able to then fill, and you minister to other souls. And so here's how we tie this all together. Why do we want to encourage ourselves in this and minister, and affirm ourselves in this? And it is really because this is what you're meant to do, and whatever capacity this looks like. Some of you, you're supposed to be writing books, you're supposed to be singing, you're supposed to be deliverance. You're supposed to be teaching, you're prophesying, your apostles, your evangelists, your pastors, your givers, your dancers, your mothers, your fathers, because I know the guys be peeping us in here, your daughters, your friends, your business owners, your company creators. You are all these different things. You are advocates and representatives and ambassadors, right? You are all these things, and it is how you serve other souls. It is what you were assigned to in order to use that avenue to serve other souls. Because if we really look down at what evangelism is, if we really look at what ministering the gospel looks like, it is not always you at somebody pointing the finger, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. It's you showing Jesus. It's you showing the glory of God. It's you being so full of and carrying so mightily the glory and the anointing and the love of the Lord, that in you, after allowing your soul to be ministered to, your very life, it's speaking to your destiny, and your very walk is what it's going to minister to other souls. And you will do that from the moment you get on this earth to the day you leave it. So I will minister to souls. We encourage ourselves in this way because all day, every day, you think, speak, and do. And it is in these three things that you fill, you replenish, you are full of, and then you fill, and you reach another, and in their getting full, they will fill. It's this repetition of, this is what we do from the beginning to the end, and as you do it, it trickles to the next person, and then they do it from the beginning to the end. So I will minister to souls is, it's our reminder, like, this is who I am, and this is what I do, and I'm going to do it proudly. So I'll end with this, because y'all know I got a 12 o'clock meeting with the doctor. So I'm going to end right here with this one little thing. What encouraged me about keeping this affirmation in the forefront of my mind and speaking over myself is because we are absolutely in a very pivotal time that we have to continue. We have to continue. We have to keep speaking. We have to keep pressing in prayer. We have to keep going. We have to keep going. And so at our women's breakfast last weekend, our first lady gave us, this, she gives us these icebreakers, and she gives us these assessments and things like that. And she asked the color that I had, the question for my color was, what motivates me? And don't you know that the two people who were in my group, we all had the same answer for what motivated us, and it stuck with me all week long. And then to see that I was doing the I will minister to souls, I was like, oh my gosh, this is right on point with this. What motivates me at the very heart of who I am, at the very foundation of my being, what motivates me is to be everything that God called me to be. Because of everything I experienced and everything I know, what motivates me at the end of the day is to be everything that God called me to be, and to get everything that He has for me before I leave up out of here. And not kidding, it was the other two ladies' answers as well. So when we get to this week and we're at I will minister to souls, I encourage myself and I encourage you in this way, because don't you leave here don't you leave here not replenishing. Don't you leave here not giving this earth what was in you. Don't you leave here without planting your seeds. Don't you leave here without bringing forth the change and the affect that you are meant to effect. Don't leave here without doing it. So encourage yourself in this way. I will minister to souls. It starts with you, and then you go get everybody else. Okay? So that's it. That's where we're at. Um, and I really appreciate y'all joining me this Saturday morning. And I encourage you to keep encouraging yourself with this. We have some things coming up. I already gave y'all, the announcements in the beginning. Like, again, if you're gonna be missing in action like me, get your virtual ticket, okay, for the retreat. And then stay tuned, because there's some things that are coming up, and Dr. Gibson will talk to us about these things in the group, and as far as what's coming up with the month that's coming, and in our community, she's going to talk about these things. Okay, I dropped y'all the link already. If you didn't register for your virtual all access package, go get it. And if you've registered for things with us before, make sure you get in on your discount. Y'all don't miss that. I'm not kidding. Y'all don't want to miss that, because you're getting a whole lot of stuff for this great discounted price. Now, I'm going to leave that alone. The retreat starts December 6th through 8th. Y'all see all the things in the group. Click on the things. Talk to us about what you do or don't know, and we'll get you set up. But I really appreciate y'all joining me, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. And y'all, go minister to souls. I will minister to souls. All right. I love y'all so much. I will talk to you later, and stay tuned for what comes next.